This is a video about the swine flu shots that the federal government and Barack Hussein Obama and his administration is trying to convince Americans to take, even though they have not really properly tested these vaccines. Personally, I do not approve of vaccines. I have not taken any kind of a flu vaccine or anything like that. Never have, and I never will. I believe that my own immune system, with the help of the right nutrition and supplements and foods that the Lord has provided for us in nature, will prevent the flu. And in many times I've read where some doctors say that getting a vaccine is worse off of, not getting anything. It's best just not to, take a vaccine because of the poisons that are in these vaccines. This article is from the WorldNet Daily. Feds go hog wild promoting swine flu shots. The CDC spends $16 million on outreach to convince Americans to get vaccine. With a plush swine flu toys stocked on its gift shop shelves, citizens earning $50 to attend forums on the virus and an additional $50 for those willing to take a vaccine. It's a $16 million swine flu shot bonanza hosted by the Federal Center for Disease Control. As part of a massive public relations and research campaign, the CDC has been hosting as many as 10 swine flu forums in 9 U.S. cities before Labor Day, and it is shelling out as much as $50,000 for a program that pays citizens $50 when they pre-register and attend. CDC pay forum attendees. The city of Somerville, Massachusetts announced it has been selected as one of the 10 national sites. Its full-day H1N1 vaccination strategy and information session will take place this Saturday and is open to 100 residents who register. Each participant will also receive a continental breakfast, lunch, and snacks. For those who don't speak English, the events provide interpretation in Spanish, Portuguese, and Haitian Creole. Amazing, 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 amazing. They're paying people money to get them to go to these forums, but there's nowhere in this world you can't pay me enough money to take the poison that they're going to give in these shots. And I'm just going to skip on down. It's telling more about this virus and, the spread of this. And here is a picture of the swine flu. I mean, doesn't this sound ridiculous to you? Somebody wants to buy a stuffed toy of a deadly virus. It's ridiculous. It says CDC sells swine flu toy. In addition to hosting forums to spread its H1N1 message, the CDC's headquarters in Atlanta is also selling a stuffed swine flu toy in its gift shop, according to Atlanta's WXIA 11 News. The pink toy is intended to look like a microbe and also resembles a pig's snout. Giant Microbes, the company that markets and sells the giant swine flu microbes for $7.95, also provides an information booklet about the H1N1 virus in the stuffed toy. Isn't that sick to you? Somebody selling a stuffed flu, a deadly swine flu that's killed people? That's kind of odd to me. But it says several readers provided the following reactions to the Atlanta news story. Your tax dollars at work. Healthcare reform. Next thing on the shelf will be fuzzy replicas of Tamiflu and Tylenol. Mommy, I want those for Christmas. Another one says, what a bizarre sense of humor the CDC has. I'd really hate to see what the HIV toy looks like. Ugh, bad taste. That's twisted. Here's what is killing you, Billy. Isn't it cute? And it says guinea pigs earn cash for taking shots. Meanwhile, ABC News reported researchers are in a race to test the H1N1 vaccine on at least 3,000 paid volunteers. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be a guinea pig for these people putting this poison in you. It can kill you. Half adults and half children. Before flu season this year, in 8 hospitals across the nation, volunteers are receiving a series of injections to determine how much vaccine and how many shots each person will be recommended to have. According to the ABC News report, the volunteers may risk fever, allergic reactions, and a remote chance of paralysis, even death. It takes $50 and have somebody inject poison into them. It's ridiculous. It's awful. It's sick. What is wrong with people? But it says Dr. Lisa Jackson, principal researcher who's heading trials at Group Health Cooperative in Seattle, told nearly 1,100 people flooded phone lines within 2 days after the request for volunteers. These people have a death wish. According to the report, each person will receive $50 for each of the 3 or 4 visits they make to the clinics. Is the economy that bad that these people are going to spend, they're going to risk death, possibility of death, and all of these other side effects for $50? Crazy. Sharon Fay, who is leading the government-funded testing at St. Louis University, told the Associated Press, scientists have been working late nights and weekends to organize studies and recruit volunteers. Typically, it takes a year to do this, Frey said. I can tell you we're working at breakneck speed. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, the government will spend about $16 million on outreach to convince people of the need to get the swine flu vaccine. As WorldNet Daily reported, alarmist language over possible outbreaks of swine flu, as well as a series of moves by the federal government, are fueling fears federal agents will soon be forcing citizens to be vaccinated, prompting the Constitutional Party to launch a preemptive defense against any such effort. The Constitution Party, a fast-growing alternative to the dominant Democratic and Republican parties in many elections, has come out strongly in opposition to any mandatory injections of potential toxic H1N1 swine flu vaccine. Condemnation also has come from Representative Ron Paul, Republican of Texas, who cited the swine flu vaccination program in 1976. The effort killed more than 24 people, not from the flu, but from the vaccine. Paul said he was concerned that nearly $8 billion will be spent to address a potential pandemic flu, which could result in mandatory vaccinations for no discernible reason other than to enrich the pharmaceutical companies that make the vaccine. Here's another look at this grotesque stuffed toy of the H1N1 swine flu virus. Sick. These vaccines are toxic, and they do more harm than they do good in many cases. And there's a lot of concern, just like it said in this article, that the government is going to try to make it mandatory to take these vaccines. It's absolutely horrendous what these people are trying to do. I'm not taking any kind of flu shot. I haven't taken one yet, have never gotten the flu, have never really gotten that sick, from the flu or any kind of cold. I'm doing just fine with what the Lord has given me. Also, I wanted to share that in a lot of these vaccines, I'm not exactly sure if it's one thing that they put in this H1N1 vaccine, but many of the vaccines out there that you people are taking, the vaccines are grown on the tissue of aborted babies. It's amazing. So I may come back and do a video on that, but thank you so much for listening.